Well, welcome everybody. My name is Lily Avalihun. I am the CEO of Hebron Soft, a software company. We help businesses thrive and succeed by providing high quality IT services and creative software solutions. Today, I'd like to introduce you to Volodymyr Savarensky, and he is Hebron Soft CTO. Volodymyr has demonstrated his ability to use situational knowledge to transform existing visions into better solutions for our clients.
Vision Reengineering, in short, from what I've been applying all the time, is helping out the client to change his vision, to change his product, that it serves his business needs better. Client is just an instrument, a means to solve some problem. Mm-hmm. And the problem could be just as simple as earn money. That's also a problem. I want to earn money. I need this software and I think I will earn money with this, or other problems. And customer, based on his understanding of the problem, designs a set of requirements, how the software should work to do that better. And Vision Reengineering is helping these requirements to change in a non-threatening way when you know they could be changed to solve the problem even more effectively. Yeah. The interesting thing about Vision Reengineering, in my answer and Mark's answer, is we both talked about helping the customer, but we're discussing a sales technique, right? Yeah. And it just happens that it is a sales technique towards Vision Reengineering, but it works just because the human nature is like that. When person trusts you enough to understand the problem, they will trust you with money to solve the problem, with the solution to provide that. Yeah. Like very common example, because I talked solely about helping the customer, and that's where I dedicate, and I think everybody dedicates 100% of the attention trying to understand how to help. And that's a background thought that I know that if I'm successful in helping the customer, I will win the solution. It's quite similar to how you ask for, you're doing renovation in your house, like typical scenario, everybody does, right? Mm-hmm. And you ask for a carpenter, and somebody could just give you a price, and someone will just say, what? No, that will not work. What do you want to do? No, I got this experience, it will not work. Just try this, it will work better. I know, typical line is, I have it in my house or my son's house, my mother-in-law's house, it works. And if you understand the person has experience and understands what you need and can provide valid examples of what and why something will or will not work, that usually helps to sell. But Vision Reengineering, being the sales technique, is not about sales.
You're right. It's about helping the
customer. Winning the customer is the byproduct.
There you go.
And the foremost goal is to help get the better solution. Yeah. When do you fail the deal? Like, when do you not get chosen? When do you fail the deal? When you give the price and it doesn't work. Until you have given the price, nobody will ignore you. Like, you get on the first meeting, you hear your ideas, nobody will refuse a second meeting because they have no reason to refuse a second meeting. You're still a prospect vendor who could do this. The longer you delay, the longer you manage to delay the bargaining part, where you bargain the price, the more you get a chance to like you, to understand you, understand them, to get used to you. Like, people get used to each other, right? Like, if you have 1, 2, best scenario 5, 7, 10 meetings with them, and you still haven't discussed the price, you're already working. You've already won. Like, any price you give at that point after 3, 4, 5 meetings, you will find your way around it. It's bargaining part. You just have to make it work for you and them. You like price for value. You provide price. it doesn't work, then you reduce the value so it can accommodate the price. But you won. At that point, it's just a bargain. If you get to bargaining, you've already won. And that's the point. Usually, like, it wasn't strictly speaking vision reengineering, that was more vision enhancement. It just, when in the very first email you get after the call with Mark, you see 8 or so documents, among one of which, among all of them, is a very definitive database structure with all the entities and all the fields. You get a hint that probably they know what they want. So we went kind of the other way. We just did a design prototype to illustrate how it could look better, but we thought it wouldn't have a negative consequences trying to change the idea at this point. We receive many RFPs, many RFQs, requests for quotes, and we just noticed throughout the years and experience that if you just give the number, it doesn't work. So at some point, you just, as you mentioned, it's a very painful process. I think most of the attendees can really have felt this. You spend a lot of hours, you do the proposal, and then you don't get chosen. Very simple. And then you get frustrated and disappointed because you didn't win. So, and historically, just comparing bids, RFPs we didn't win against those we have won, we noticed that vast majority of the projects we currently have and had and finished were from the prospects we've been able to help. Like Tom Kegley says, good sales is always about delivering value. So if you cannot deliver value by at least attempting to help, if you just go through the thinking that, hey, it takes 5 minutes of my time to roughly ballpark the quote. It's 10,000, 20,000. It's 5 minutes of my time. I know it's almost zero conversion rate, but hey, it's only 5 minutes of my time. It's still not worth it. So if you know you cannot win, try to win in some other ways. Like, try to be different. Say no. Write an email and say, I will not put this in. You have somebody in mind, I will not win this. If you want me to help you, give me a chance to help you, but I don't want to be another column in your table. That is better way to lose than just provide a number and still don't win. You know you won't win if you just give ballpark quote. I just want to illustrate another point that I think is very important. We talk about vision reengineering. There's a whole process of how to vision reengineer. There are a specific set of phrases to use. There are specific set of thinking and knowledge process to do vision reengineering, but it's very important to understand preconditions. In my experience, you can only help the client if you are equal in the exchange of information. Like, let me illustrate three levels of clients. One is, let me like really take a very low example. Imagine it's a housewife that wants to start a business selling cakes, and she wants to have her own website for that. So if you try to be arrogant about it in a very polite way, you just say, no, you don't understand, no, you don't need this, no, you don't need that, she will not like you. Probably the housewife, and you will not win even that simple thing. You have to, if your knowledge is vastly superior to the customer, you have to get on that level, understand their problem, which is very simple to understand, but you have to walk them through the problem and help to finish that. So you have to make yourself equal. Medium level, you work with the medium-sized companies. Me and Mark Flint's, we were roughly equal. We were very similar in size, employees-wise. We were speaking as equals. They had problems. We had our own expertise. We acknowledged their domain expertise, dozens of years of domain expertise. We didn't fight with that, but we fought for the UX, where we are good. It was a very collaborative approach, and that worked. We managed to enhance the vision during the the selling phase to provide them a design prototype to do that. And I think if it's the government, you're ultimately not on the same level. So you cannot physically vision re-engineer because you're not at the equal level. You just cannot. And if it's only the price that matters, maybe it's the cases where you have to bid low and hope you will get chosen. But if you get a bigger customer, way bigger than you, like I very often have to speak with very mature people who know more than me, who are more experienced than me, and who understand what they want more than me. In that case, it never hurts to be humble. Then you just have to appreciate your own strengths, and then you have to be really fully sincere in your desire to help, and that would be appreciated. If you cannot be equal, like if you're higher than the client, you have to get on an equal level. If you cannot be equal, you have to be humble and have to play on your strengths and to be really sincere and dedicated in trying to help. And if you are in charge of your selling department, you're probably somebody very valuable and important in your own organization. Nobody non-important gets access to the front lines of the business. And if you even at that point you meet somebody even more experienced, mature, knowledgeable, talented than you, it's a good guess that they will appreciate your humbleness, your understanding of your position, and your desire to help. If you just will try to outplay and outsmart, and that might play back and get back to you.
Yep. Thank you,
So the
Valdemar.
conditions for vision reengineering, putting all the house aside, is the qualifications. You have to get on an equal or similar to an equal level where you talk like equals. If you feel like you want to help and they ask, no need, just give me a quote. No, just give me a proposal. I understand, we just need some help. If you could give me your rough numbers. It's better to not give anything at all and have them be bugged by it. Let it be bugging them that you didn't play by their rules instead of just likely losing the sale.
Yeah.
All of us have bought things that probably you weren't worth the money from somebody else's perspective. And usually if you like something, you will reason 10 good reasons why it's worth buying it.
Yeah.
But the actual reason why you're buying it is just because you like it.
Yeah.
If you like these shoes, you will think of 5 to 10 reasons why you should buy them. I need new shoes, my current are old ones, I have to visit my sister's wedding in 3 months. Same happens here. If you like somebody, if you trust somebody, you will come up with your own logical reasons for doing that.
Yeah.
Conversely, if somebody doesn't like you or you doesn't like somebody, you might not necessarily admit you don't like that somebody, but you will find following your unconscious, you will find your reasons for not choosing to work with that person.
Yeah.
If you get on an interview, I think most of us here interviewed somebody for a job. You get on an interview, in the first 3 minutes, you know whether you will hire that person or not.
Yeah.
You spend the rest of the hour finding specific reasonings that you will provide to your manager why you should hire that person, but you know, or in your first 3 minutes, whether you want to hire that person or you don't.
Yeah.
It's that simple. If somebody trusts you or they like you, they will find their own reasons to work with you.
Yeah.
And these questions, notice how they all start. How have you ever thought? How would you feel? My personal favorite is what if?
Yeah.
What if something happens? What do we do then? It's very important. There are very specific steps. If on the very first call with the decision maker or the customer you make, if you have to talk only no more than 20% of the time. If you get on a call and you talk 80% of the time, you probably would feel very good about yourself at the end of the meeting. And that's a problem that's my problem. I like to talk a lot, like you all see. And I had to fight that down when I actually do sales process. If you were silent for 80 or better 90% of the meeting, you have likely won your deal. If you manage to make your customer, your partner speak 80-90% of the time, you have very likely have won the deal, or at least the second meeting.
Yeah.
It's very
Move
important
the opportunity along.
Yeah,
that's right.
It's very important to fully focus, to not have your thoughts, to not like get distracted with your thoughts and, oh, sorry, what were you talking about again? To fully focus, ask questions, how, what, to make the person speak. And if they do that, if you manage to successfully do that, I think you won. It's there is no strict scenario. Like,
Yeah.
we know a lot about vision enhancement, vision reengineering, but in the end, I think what's really important is to be really dedicated in your intent to help the solution get better, to achieve the goals. It's important to first get the goals out of the person you're talking to, even if the person doesn't know himself or herself. So you've got to get that skill or experience doing that. And then when you've heard what you believe is the best, the problem, the hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Once you know the hurt, it's all smooth sailing from there. You just focus on helping out how to focus the hurt. There are some things that the people often know but do not want to admit. That also happens.
Yeah.
It's a good phrase I heard from one of the attendees that's here. It's a fair exchange of value. You provide your trust in your ideas, and in exchange you expect to get the deal.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't, maybe it wasn't worth it wasn't the client you wanted to work with.
Yeah. Maybe you
appreciate the equalness in exchange.
Right.
Well,
That's
thank you everybody for attending today, and thank you again for our subject matter experts. Let's stay in touch with everybody. Well, and have a good day.